intro is open to start at any moment.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna put my makeup on real quick.
I almost want to leave all that in for the intro.
Yeah, you should.
Greetings and welcome to Old Drunken Discography, where old friends get together, get drunk, talk some music. Each week, one of us picks a artist, brings to the table. I'm your host, Jason. It's my week. I brought Fiona Apple. Your other host is Tim.
That's me. I'm here for the ride.
He brought us Primus recently. He's got some good shit coming up. And below me is Bill, your other host.
I bring some bullshit.
Next week, he's bringing us Simon and Garfunkel. So we're very
Stick around for that. That's gonna be an interesting one. That's gonna be an interesting one to do. I can't wait.
I'm kind of excited. I think this will be the first time that I'm going to pull out my vinyl copy of Wednesday, and I'm going to take my notes off the vinyl original pressing of Wednesday morning or Tuesday morning.
That's all you need, right?
Yeah. But anyway, today we're here to talk
An
about
encyclopedia. Is that the word?
bookends.
Can't remember.
I got bookends too. So yeah, we're talking Fiona Apple. Brief history / relationship with the artist. Bill, you want to start us off? What you know about Fiona?
Yeah, I knew nothing. So I just saying I went through this whole discography. I thought maybe I recognized her voice and how it went, but there wasn't a single song that was like, "Yep, I know this song." It's like that was just all
Not even
brand new.
Criminal.
That brings
Oh,
such a tear to my eye.
That's
Yeah.
Criminal.
no, I didn't recognize Criminal either.
Okay.
My history, 96 was a very odd year. That's when like music, MTV, everything started to slightly shift, and it was like post grunge. We were being flooded by like shitty male driven alternative grunge, like your Matchbox 20s and your Trains and your, it all sounded the same.
Yep. And conversely, your Corns and your Limp Biscuits.
That's later. That's like 99, 98.
That's when it broke, but they were being pushed as early as 96.
At the same time, we were also being pushed a lot of like female fronted, artists that were just in that same lump of they all sound the same. Meredith Brooks, Joan Osborne. You remember that one?
I do. Yeah. Michelle Branch. That was a good one.
Michelle Branch. And it just wasn't I like the earlier 90s female artists. Tori in 96 was badass. But besides that, and Criminal came out and the music video and the way it was shot, it was very... And Fiona's gone on record saying that, she regrets that, she hates that. That wasn't her decision. That it kills we'll get into Criminal, but I wrote her off as like she's just another pop alternative artist,
Yeah, this was Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera are starting to get pushed.
Well, there's still
like
a couple
this
years
is really
later.
where the industry is headed,
right?
Yeah.
And so I never deep dived her, and I heard the single Shadow Boxer, on Tidal, but after that she kind of faded out of the mainstream. But then I was watching YouTube and, during COVID, and the algorithm gave me something. It was a live performance of her doing Shamika and Fetch the Bolt Cutters. And I was like, Fiona Apple's still around? This is actually interesting. So I checked that album out, and I was just blown away at we'll get there. But so the rest of them, the other 3 records and most of Tidal, brand new for me.
Yeah, in 96, I was in high school. I was already 5 years deep into just obsessing over pop culture because, that's the decade. That's what you do at that age. And that was a good decade to do it in. So yeah, I mean, I'm still like you're still reading Rolling Stone magazine and Spin, and
Spin.
in addition to still receiving information from MTV,
Flipping over
and
to pop-up video on VH1.
and you're still listening to terrestrial radio for a lot of information. So yeah, I've been aware since day one. I became a fan in the late '90s. I remember when "Fast as You Can" came out as a single, and that song still great song. And yeah, so I've always been aware, and have always like kind of heard the rest of the discography in the periphery, which we'll get to that one too. But yeah, uh, familiar. So I've heard like half of this discography going in, and so yeah, always been a fan. Very talented artist.
Yeah, I slept on her. Um, that's why I wanted to do this. That's why I picked her. So Tidal, who wants to start this one off? Curious, Bill. What do you think of Tidal?
I can start Tidal off. Yeah. So we're starting off with Sleep to Dream. I like the nice, relaxed beat that was going on with it. It reminded me a lot of like a PBS 30-minute music hour that I used to watch growing up. Those of you that were on the late night crowd that didn't have access to MTV, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Um, Potential top song contender. Sullen Girl,
Which
piano
is always a
intros.
great way to start a discography. Let's just stop right there and recognize that in and of itself. What a great
Absolutely.
beginning, right?
Yes. Sullen Girl, thought the piano intro was essentially solid. It was nice throughout. Um, yeah, it was just a really nice song to just sit and listen to. Shadow Boxer, I wasn't a huge fan of necessarily. Um, just really wasn't for me. Criminal, top song contender. I love the shifts and the rhythm going on with it. Slow Like Honey. Oh boy. I've never gone out of my way to listen to this style of music before, but I could see myself just sitting down and, late night slow dancing to this song. First Taste, I said was all right. Never is a Promise. I really like the violin and the piano playing together. I thought that was done exceptionally well. Potential top song contender. The Child Is Gone. I just put solid song. Pale September. I've always been a sucker for chord rolling on piano as it goes throughout, which was done great in that song. Carry On. It didn't feel like a closer. Never mind. They flourished it at the end, and that absolutely sold it as a closer to this debut album.
All
Not
right.
their best closer, but honorable mention, I would say.
Yeah, I'd agree. It's not. They got a better closer. She's got a better closer coming. My notes say open lines of discography are: I tell you how I feel, but you don't care. I say tell me the truth, but you don't dare. That's pretty solid. It's 4 out of 5. It's a classic. I remember it from back in the day. Sullen Girl is this beautiful, somber piano-driven piece where Tori feels like more major a lot of the times. Fiona feels more minor. It leads really well into Shadow Boxer, which was another single. It was played a lot, but again, I didn't really mind this one as much. The chorus hook has this old school bluesy swing thing. That's pretty damn good. The vocal delivery on the verses remind me of Bjork, which is never a bad thing. Criminal, this song is so fucking dark once you know the story behind it. The piano is really fucking good. It holds up. The music video doesn't do the song justice. The outro was cut from the single version, and that's a crime. That's half these songs' emotion right there was just cut for radio edit. So like Honey,
That's how it was back then, though. I
yeah,
do remember that. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, this was worse than like, oh yeah, Teen Spirit. You cut out half the solo. It was the same solo
Mhm.
twice. This
Oh
was like
yeah.
half the song was just uh
Yeah.
Super Honey. or Slow Like Honey, super minimalistic. It does go through some changes. It has decent lyrics. The piano again is the highlight. I can see it working as an A-side closer. The First Taste, the drums just take you to some super lazy chill vibes. Never Is a Promise, very Tori Amos Little Earthquakes, not a bad thing. She hit some pretty high pitches, which was also nice. Child Is Gone fits really well with Criminal, both musically and lyrically. Pale September, I love songs that do like seasonal references and lyrics, but then he rose brilliant as the moon is full and sank in the burrows of my keep, and all my armor falling down in a pile at my feet, and my winter giving way to warm as I'm singing him to sleep. That's pretty fucking good. And Carrion, it's an okay closer. I think, well, I'll save the rest.
Yeah. Okay. So, right off the bat, the bass tone and the drum tone throughout this entire album, it starts the album off, sounds amazing. Um, very jazz driven. It's very simple, very clean tones. They're both just a delight to listen to throughout this entire album. And then, you get to her voice. Her voice is amazing. This song, I strong opener. I really like Sleep to Dream. Sullen Girl, I think it's beautiful. The ride cymbal sounds really good. And then when it like kind of morphs into I could hear a vibraphone, but then I could hear something else. It almost sounded like a glockenspiel to me, but I did look it up. It's a marimba, which I love even more. That's such a great choice. The mixing on that is fantastic. And then, yeah, you get to a couple, mid 90s top 40 single classics that absolutely hold up. Um, Shadow Boxer and Criminal, both. They're great songs. They're very well written. They're catchy. The piano is great throughout both. The vocal melodies, amazing. I'm in. These top song contenders, both. What more really can you say about them? Slow Like Honey. Bill mentioned that he never really like seeked out this style of music. So my notes definitely mention both Billie Holiday and Ella Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
Um, the strong influence on that song. Love it. It's just got that old school jazz groove. And again, the bass and the drums and the piano. You can hear the room. You can hear the instruments. It's all very live. There's a little bit of 90s production going on throughout these songs. There's a lot of cool like keyboards and spacey stuff going on through. Um, First Taste, it's like funky in a Sade kind of way. You guys remember Sade? That's a fun artist. Um, Never Is a Promise. It's okay as a song. You do got to mention though that the string arrangement was done by Van Dyke Parks. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that guy, but his career goes all the way back to the Jungle Book at Disney,
Oh,
and
damn.
yeah, and he's had a very storied career.
It's a
Um,
solid soundtrack.
Hey, let's go
he,
Disney.
he worked on he co-wrote Heroes and Villains with Brian Wilson.
Okay.
Um, I really liked The Child Is Gone. That was a great song. Pale September is really chill. Love the vocals on it. And then you get to Carry On, which I love the chimes. And I love the funky intro. I love the the mood change going into the chorus. Like this thing's top song contender. Um, Banger of a closer, I think, personally. Um, yeah, very solid debut album from, uh, yeah, just masterclass in musicianship here all around. Matt
Us.
Chamberlain is all over the drums. Um, oh God, what was Sarah Lee from Gang of Four? and later the Indigo Girls is on bass on a couple of songs.
I'll say this: I didn't notice it until maybe the third album. So it might show up in those notes, but
Okay.
every single one of these records, like it felt over too soon. I looked it up on Wikipedia just to see, like, are these like 20-minute records? But no, they're all
It took me a little longer than that, but yeah,
like, to
I
me they
definitely have that
just,
in my notes too.
yeah. I was like, damn, it's
It didn't
already
feel like
over.
they hadn't. It didn't feel like it was like a coming to an end. It's just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, they feel like, I mean, we'll get into it as the discography goes on. So I guess I should start here. But these feel more like chapters instead of open and closed books. It does
Yes.
definitely feel like one giant, I don't know, piece of art, I guess, ultimately.
The fact
Um,
that she was only 19 when
yeah.
she did this, which is pretty impressive. Like, just the
And it is very, it smells like Teen Spirit. It's very,
there's
90s
angst.
angst.
Yeah, it's 90s angst for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. But it's very beautiful, well crafted, well produced, well performed. Yeah, like everything's top notch here.
Yeah, the production on all of these are like, there's no bad produced record here. I mean, I guess Fetch the Bolt Cutters is more of a personal, but we'll get there.
We'll get there.
Yeah, we will.
But yeah, it's a solid debut. Solid debut.
Yeah, highly recommend.
I think I've
Now we
already.
get to rank it.
We get to rank it. It's automatically number one because that's the only record we talked about. I
And
gave.
yeah, I mean, you can. There's always the argument for first album bias.
Oh, you can make that
We'll
argument
get there.
here, and I'm
We'll
pretty
get.
sure a lot of people have that too. I think
Yeah,
this was her
I could
biggest
see this
record,
being
wasn't
a.
it?
I could see this being a very nostalgic album for a number of people. I
Let's
remember
say
these years. Yeah.
I know when I YouTube searched initially, I usually do the artist full album just to see what comes up first. Tidal came up first when I did full album. And when I did Spotify, just random song playlist, Criminal was the first song that came up as well.
It was
I,
big. It was a
yeah,
big.
that
I
was
mean, she won
the
a
big.
Grammy, I think, for this, right?
Yeah, for a couple of these. Yeah.
I know. I know she won an MTV award.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
better than a Grammy.
Did you see that? Have you seen her MTV award speech, Bill?
No.
You should watch that
Well, you should,
after
because yeah, you should. It caused quite the stir
when
and
we
almost killed
when
her
we cut for
career.
this episode. You'll watch it in between, and when we come back, you can tell us what you thought of it.
Fine.
It
Stick
I
around
just
for
edited
episode 2.
it. Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
right.
When the Pond is next, we are a playlist link channel, so you can catch all of these videos in a row if you just happen to randomly stumble upon this one. Give us a like, give us a subscribe. We need all the help we can get. What else? We have a Discord. It's free to join. We have a YouTube membership.
Yeah.
Get some
Yeah.
cool perks. And we have a Patreon. Give us an artist. You don't like Fiona Apple? Well, give us an artist you like. We'll cover them. You can come on the show and
We spent 45 minutes just name dropping artists. We got a big list, and
we
we
got a
just want to
big
keep
list.
growing.
So give us some bullshit in between our picks.
Like Sleep Token.
Oh, God. No. Never again. Be safe and make good decisions. Don't listen to Sleep Token.
Yeah, I'm a shadow, box of maybe.
And then you go a little woo, and then a little whoop, 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 and then it's all, and then you're ready to go again. Y'all come back now, you hear?